So as you can tell, I'm not outside by my hot tub like I always am in almost all of my videos. I'm actually here in my bedroom with my trusty screen behind me, hiding the mess that is the chaos of my bedroom. In today's video, we don't actually need to be by my hot tub. My most popular article on my Hot Tub Owner HQ website is all about the worst hot tub brands out there. So if you're considering buying a new hot tub, or maybe soon you'll be in the market to replace your hot tub, you're going to want to watch this video to make sure that you either steer clear of these brands or you do your due diligence like I did in making this video. Before I dive into these specific brands, I do want to kind of cover the criteria because I haven't owned all of these hot tubs that I'm about to mention. So what I did was first I looked at their Better Business Bureau page. Now, right out of the gate, I want to mention that that's not impartial. You have to pay to be an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau, and lots of businesses don't pay. So right away, it's a little bit unfair because they might favor businesses that are actually giving them money and maybe not favor ones that don't. However, if you go beyond the score that the Better Business Bureau gives a business, you can read both reviews as well as look at the actual complaints that have been filed with the Better Business Bureau. The score that the Better Business Bureau gives businesses is largely based on the timeliness of the business responding to complaints. It's not actually a score based on how good a company they are. If you respond quickly, you're going to get an A+ rating most of the time with the BBB. That's the first thing I look at, but it's not the only thing. Then I look at Yelp. Now, Yelp, of course, is hyper local, so I do have to figure out where the company is based out of and usually go to that city's Yelp page and look at that. Then I might also do the same thing with Google reviews. And then I keep digging around on forums and things like that and looking for common threads. I'm not looking for one-off complaints. Almost any hot tub manufacturer can make a lemon or do a poor job in one particular instance of following through on a customer's issues. That can happen with any business. What I'm looking for are repeat issues over and over and over again that kind of paint a picture of what the company is really like. So that's the criteria that I'm using to evaluate these worst hot tub brands that you should think strongly about before buying. Anyway, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from Hot Tub Owner HQ, and I'm glad you're here with me. So the first one on my list is a company called Life Spas. They indeed do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. However, if you look at their page, there's no complaints and no reviews, and that's a little bit of a red flag. Almost any company out there is going to have reviews, often positive, as well as a few complaints. Even the best company is going to get complaints on the Better Business Bureau website. So it's a little weird that they don't have anything. So what I did then was go to Yelp, like I mentioned, and their Yelp rating is 2.5 stars. Not very good. And then Consumer Affairs actually gave them 2.8 out of 5 stars. Also not very good. And the issue over and over and over again that I was seeing were complaints about the motor and the heater malfunctioning. And obviously that's not good if you are buying a hot tub. I will point out though that at the time when I wrote the article, the website for the company was not working at all. So it's entirely possible that they are or have already gone out of business. But you might still see them on the showroom floors of hot tub dealers. So do be on the lookout for that and do ask questions, especially if you think they may have gone out of business. Who's going to handle the warranty service if you need it? And chances are you will, based on what I saw. The next one is called Futura Spas, and they get 3.5 stars on Google. Now, I will say that in the wake of COVID, it's not uncommon, especially with hot tubs, to see complaints about long waits, either for new hot tubs that were ordered or for replacement parts, because hot tub manufacturers, along with a lot of manufacturers, did fall behind in 2020 and even into 2021 because of delays due to COVID. That is just something that we have to accept as a one-time anomaly and not necessarily indicative of whether the company is a quality company. But the overwhelming thread I was seeing in a lot of the complaints were that the company didn't stand behind the products that it sold, and in several cases asked the customers to pay for parts for products that were still under warranty. Not good. And then lastly, I want to point out that I looked at the actual warranty that the company offers on their hot tubs, and it's actually one of the worst in the hot tub industry because they claim it's a 25-year warranty, but it's only for basic parts labor and other expenses aren't covered whatsoever. And guess what? That's going to be the majority of your expense, especially if you live somewhere where there's not a dealer close by. I will also point out, though, that many, not all, as we're about to get into, but many hot tub manufacturers use local dealers in different cities around the country to sell their hot tubs. And sometimes the complaints will be more about that dealership than the hot tub company at large. And so you do have to kind of read between the lines, read the complaints, see the nature of the complaints to get a feel for whether the issue is with that particular dealer or the hot tub manufacturer. If you like this video, hit that like button for me. It sends a great signal to YouTube. They show my videos to more people, helps me grow my channel, and it's a great way to say thank you to me for taking the time to make these videos. So this next company is called Therma Spa. And as I was just alluding to, they actually do not use local dealers. They sell direct. Their rating with the Better Business Bureau is a B. So not bad, but not great either, especially given, as I mentioned earlier, that really to get an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, all you really have to do is respond to complaints in a timely manner. It doesn't even necessarily mean you have to give in to what the customers are asking for in those complaints. You just have to respond quickly. Consumer Affairs rated them a 3.2 out of 5 stars. And some of the biggest complaints there involved the interior, in other words, underneath the shell, the wood frame and things like that, basically rotting and falling apart. That's either due to poor quality workmanship, poor quality materials, or maybe a series of small leaks that are getting the boards wet because the frame of most hot tubs is going to be made of 2x4s. And that should be pressure treated lumber, which is not going to rot quickly. But if it's constantly getting wet due to a series of small leaks, it could rot over time. So there were a lot of complaints like that. And as I mentioned earlier, there were a number of complaints about long delays waiting for new products to be delivered or parts and services to be taken care of. And again, a certain amount of that I think is acceptable because of COVID, but not if it's still ongoing now in 2023. Laguna Bay Spas is another one on my worst hot tub list. They're actually sold on Amazon, and on Amazon, they have 3 out of 5 stars. And if you know anything about Amazon, most good products are, I would say, between 4 and 5 stars. And there's actually a lot of companies on Amazon who, if you leave them a poor quality review, they'll actually reach out to you and offer you some sort of incentive to change your review and make it better. So it's really not hard to game the Amazon review system. So the fact that they have a 3-star, or at least they did at the time when I researched this video, tells me that it's really not a great quality product. And most of the complaints involved the hot tubs being delivered to them with defects right out of the box. Water leaks, broken hot tub skirts, and heater issues were very common in the complaints I looked at. And if you're buying a brand new hot tub and you've just had it delivered, you've just had it installed, the last thing you want to deal with are headaches right out of the gate before you've even had a chance to relax in the damn thing. And then the last complaint that I saw over and over and over again about Laguna Bay was that they refused to send replacement parts even for hot tubs that were under warranty. And that's just unacceptable. Dimension 1 Spas is another one on my list, and they actually have a C- rating with the Better Business Bureau. As with the first one I mentioned, there weren't actually any complaints or reviews on the Better Business Bureau website, so I did have to look elsewhere for that. Consumer Affairs gave them a 3.2 out of 5, and many of those complaints involved the hot tubs developing leaks within weeks of being delivered and set up. So in other words, right out of the gate, brand new hot tub, and already it has leaks. Next up, I'm going to talk about inflatable hot tubs for a minute, and specifically Coleman and Bestway, 2 of the better known brands of inflatable hot tubs. Intex is the other one, and that's actually a hot tub I have owned before and used and done videos about on my channel. And I really like Intex inflatable hot tubs. I found it to be very durable, very easy to set up, very easy to maintain. Now, Coleman and Bestway, to the best of my knowledge, are actually the same company. And on the Home Depot website, they rate a 2 out of 5 stars. And again, reviews can change over time, but so this was at the time that I researched this video. There was one review that said that the pump almost immediately stopped working, the temperature gauge stopped working, and they displayed an error code message just within a few weeks of getting it set up. On Amazon, they do fare a little bit better on average, and there's a lot of different models from both of those companies on Amazon, so you'd have to look at dozens of listings. But overall, on average, they get 3.7 stars out of 5, again on Amazon. At the time when I did the preparation for this video, I found 474 reviews, and out of those, 214 were bad. So that's not quite 50%, but is not a good percentage. And the complaints were very similar across those 214 bad reviews. That the hot tub worked well for a few weeks only and then began to develop issues with either the pump or getting error codes on the display panel. And a few reviewers mentioned having to replace the pump on their Coleman or Best Way spas a number of times and still kept having the same issues. And I will mention that the Intex inflatable hot tub that I purchased well over 2 years ago at this point has never had any of those issues. And the only issue I ever had was a small leak that developed in the exterior shell, in other words, the air part, not the water part. And that was really because I let it sit empty for way too long in my side yard because I wasn't using it, because I do have a normal hot tub here. I originally bought the Intex to take with me in my RV for RV trips. Then I got divorced and my life kind of took a radical turn and didn't take the RV out very often and didn't really have a need for the inflatable hot tub anymore. And the next one on the list is Aleko inflatable hot tubs. I actually hadn't heard of this one until I began researching this video. And one of the most common complaints was that the inflatable hot tub literally didn't work right out of the gate. And while they claim to sell new hot tubs, many people who complained said that the hot tubs they received had clearly been used. So I don't know if they were shipping out floor models or returns that had been refurbished, but they weren't telling the customers who were buying these that it was sold under those conditions. And many people complained that the hot tubs don't actually reach the set point on the temperature gauge ever. Now, I will point out that any inflatable hot tub will take significantly longer to get hot compared to a normal hard-sided 220 volt hot tub. Many will take, I would say, anywhere from 16 to 24 hours to reach temperature, and they're really not designed for long-term exposure when the temperature is below 40 degrees outside. So do expect that. If you live somewhere like Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's not going to reach 104 degrees when it's minus 20 outside in the wintertime. Just know that is true of any inflatable hot tub. Now, they also have reviews on Amazon, and one Amazon reviewer actually said that their hot tub gave them an electric shock and had a really toxic kind of melty smell. So clearly there was something going on there. We don't know though, since it was one complaint, if it was a one-time issue or if it was a consumer issue that they did something wrong. We don't really have any additional details. But obviously any type of electrical shock when it comes to being in a hot tub is highly problematic and concerning. And then the other common complaint with Aleko was a complete lack of customer service. Many people complained of trying to call or email and never ever getting a response. On the Home Depot website, they actually rate 1.3 stars out of 5. That's really bad. And literally every single review on the Home Depot website complained about the heater not working properly on their hot tub. And the warranty is only 3 months long. Good luck. Now, if you are in the market for a new hot tub and you've never bought one before, or maybe the one that you owned previously just came with the house and you don't really know a lot about that process, I have a video that breaks down the 23 crucial questions you've got to know the answers to before you buy that hot tub. And if you want to watch that video, it's right up here on my channel right now. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.